Hey, everybody.
I think we did
Hey, everybody.
We have just a little bit of a shadow, but I think it's because the post is
Hey,
there,
everybody.
but we are poolside.
We are poolside.
Hi.
Yeah, just
Hi,
talk to him for a
hi.
minute.
Yeah.
Talk to him for a minute.
So, welcome. Happy Labor Day, everybody. We have this lovely, lovely pool in our neighborhood. So welcome to
Fantastic, Cindy.
the neighborhood here in Still Meadows.
Bring it down. Keep talking.
Well, yeah, we basically swam all day here, and then ran home and got us all fixed up. So hey, give us some love. Let us know
It's happening.
from where you are tuning in. I was trying to use
This is
proper
sunset.
English.
I need you to say from our neighborhood pool. It's
Yeah.
sunsets from.
From our neighborhood pool with Dan and Cindy. Wow, wow, wow.
We want you to know that the splashing you hear in the background,
Yeah.
no animals have been harmed
Nope.
in the splashing that you hear.
I know, so happy Labor Day. We do have the sunset right in front of us using the light, and it's just beautiful. Our favorite lifeguard, Haley, who has worked
Yes,
here
well-
all summer.
And saved a life.
And she did save a life. And, you know, it's something a lifeguard trains for and never, ever hopes they need. But she was ready, and she did it, and we are so proud of her.
So proud, her and
this
Riley.
Is the last. So most of the neighborhoods in Oklahoma City have a neighborhood pool.
Yes.
So I have used this pool a lot this
Why?
summer.
You ask the neighborhoods in Oklahoma.
Because
Cindy,
it is.
tell them, Cindy.
Because every neighbor, it's just hot everywhere. So it's one lovely thing that the neighborhoods do, and that way they don't have pools going in every home.
And there are.
So,
But that doesn't mean that we're not thinking about our own swim spa that
Yeah.
Miss Cindy loves. But what a week. Let's tell them.
I
First
know.
off, social media. Tell them where to find us, Cindy.
social media.
Let's go.
Find me right here on Facebook, Sandy Patty, and also on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Sandy Patty, and then on Instagram, Sandy Patty P, and Twitter. How about you?
DonPeslis, Don Peslis, both on Instagram and Facebook. It's been a crazy week with Mom and Dad. We'll talk about that. We've got a
will.
great update. I didn't post as much this past week or so. It's just been nuts, crazy. We've been trying to keep up via long distance with Mom and Dad, but we've got a lot of great updates. Again, thank you for all the likes and the posts that you're checking out with us, and we try to do something most every day.
As we do every week, we want to explain why it's called Dan and Cindy. And if
Tell 'em,
you
Cindy.
see somebody ask that question, just go ahead and nicely answer it for them on the feed. But we love sunsets. We are in the sunset of our years. But I love sunsets because the aftermath, after splash, the backsplash is just the best. You love sunsets because it's your favorite time of the day. Anyway, during COVID, we started a little show, this show called Sunsets With. And instead of using our name Don and Sandy, we know we're Don and Sandy. We're not there yet, I promise. We do know who we are. But Dan and Cindy has just kind of been our pre-tiree names.
Look at you. Way
I
to
know.
go.
So each week as we explain it, we get more succinct. So that's why it's Dan and Cindy, but we also know.
Someone
Now,
tonight, though, will say, "What's with Dan and Cindy? Aren't your names Don and Sandy?" So we'll continue.
We will, indeed. No, that is not a grandchild in the background. So I'm gonna tag on our
Go.
tip
Let's
right
go.
now.
Go, Cindy.
Because since we're talking about social media, so I have gotten word from a lot of you that you have been reached out to by fake accounts.
Yes.
Now let me tell you, unfortunately, that is a very, very real thing. People try to scam. People try to pretend that they are me. Here are two ways that you can know that it is me. My account will always have a little blue check mark. That means it is verified, and that means it is me or my people. The second thing is that account that's verified, Sandy Patty, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, that account will never, ever ask you for money. So those are 2 ways that you can know if those accounts are verified. I'm sorry that people bother you with fake accounts. Always look for the blue check. That will tell you that it is verified. So I know that's social media, but that is my tech tip for tonight.
Most often she will not be asking you to send money.
Yes. No.
Somehow Don needs to be bailed out of jail. That should give you a sign there that it's not quite copacetic. All things are not copacetic.
Exactly.
Right?
So a week in review, we have had a big week.
A week it's been. Tell them, Cindy.
So we got to spend last week with my mom and dad. It was just wonderful, glorious. We all felt so good about doing that. Went to Indiana, got to see some of our Indiana kids and grandkids. And we noticed that my parents weren't feeling 100%, but we were like, come on, you can do this, come on.
Get out there.
We left on Friday. On Saturday, they both tested positive for COVID. Now, honestly, we have no idea how they got it. We even tested ourselves before we came to Indiana, just so that would not happen.
Yes.
But it was bound to happen, and they had been vaccinated. But you know what? It's just going to happen. They were able to, because of age, etc., qualify for the monoclonal antibody infusion.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Fantastic. Well said.
Which they ended up having on Monday. And I can report they are doing, Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And immediate impact. Tell them.
Well, immediate impact, and my dad is the eternal optimist. So, but they really did begin to feel so much better. And each and every day, their oxygen levels are great, no temperature, all of those things. So we are very grateful. We're also grateful, I know you're going to talk about this with Canizo.com, but my parents are kind of piloting some new software for in-home health care.
Yes.
And that software has an oxygen meter. What's it called?
Well,
what's that called?
I think it's an oxygenator.
I don't know.
It's an oxygen reader. I'm apologizing.
Yeah, the thing you put on your finger and read your oxygen. I don't know.
Pulsometer?
So someone will know this.
They will know. And if you know the exact answer, go ahead and post that in the comments for the rest of us.
But thankfully, they were able to monitor their own oxygen. And hopefully in the next couple of months, we are going to tell you about this home health care stuff.
Remote patient, RPM, remote patient monitoring. I'll speak to that in a minute.
But because Mom and Dad are piloting that, honestly, it was just a life.
Yes.
They didn't have to go to the emergency room. They were able to see what their oxygen and temperature was. So we're thankful for that. So that's kind of the update on Mom and Dad and they're doing. And I know so many of you tuned in a couple weeks ago when we sang with them around the piano. It was just glorious. That was Friday.
Yes. So from that, many of you jumped right in, and the prayers and your prayers and concern with us for Mom and Dad, which we call Nana and Papa, they felt it. Clearly, their recovery. We know the medicine and all of those things are good, but we know the good Lord brings the increase, so we thank you all for that so much.
Yep, we do. So what do you got for us? Almanac Day is Labor Day.
Give us a little...
Almanac moment, but then... but not Sunday.
Right. I love it. This is so fun. Poolside.
It really is. And as the sun literally just went behind behind the first house.
And now you're going to
now the light is actually really
beautiful.
It's her
favorite part.
And now we're going to get the backsplash.
So I love seeing sunset, and I'd love to be sunrise guy, but I'm not up that early. Although I am an optimist.
But I've stayed up that late. But I've never gotten up that early.
Welcome to Labor Day 2021, okay? And it is a great, great day for those of you out there. And as I'm getting, Sandy's got the way to remember, I've always messed up with Memorial Day and then Labor Day.
Yes.
Memorial Day, give them that tip that you always say, Cindy.
So it's so simple, and I didn't know it till later in life. Memorial Day is always in May. So MM.
There it is. Right?
That's simple. And then Labor Day is the other one.
But
It's
that
kind of how
will
I
help
remember it.
you. And it's
So
almost,
Memorial May, M-M.
and I've always struggled with that till that tech tip.
Yeah,
Maybe that
so-
we'd call it a
I don't know.
almanac tip.
Almanac tip.
You gave the almanac tip tonight. Give me some of that.
Come
All
on.
right. Well, listen, Labor Day pays tribute, and it was established in the late 1800s, but it pays tribute to the contributions and the achievements of the American workforce. It was late 19th century, became a federal holiday in 1894. Grover Cleveland, President Cleveland,
Okay.
put it a law into motion. And it celebrates really the accomplishments, as we said, of all those who work. And I think it's one of those things that makes America great is whether it's mechanics, or it's plumbers, or it's electricians, or it's the folks that build the skyscrapers,
Right.
or it's the librarian,
Yes.
or it's the custodian,
Stay-at-home mom.
the stay-at-home mom.
Absolutely.
If you've gone to work today,
Yeah.
and you're
And
working,
listen, stay-at-home moms, work.
if you've considered yourself working this week, we celebrate you today.
Absolutely.
And I love it. It typically ends, it's one of those markers that we end summer with, Cindy.
Right.
That although in Oklahoma.
And the lingering question is...
But wait, let me tell you this. Does it cool down here in Oklahoma?
Never. The rules do not apply in Oklahoma nor Texas.
You see the pool behind us? That literally, folks, should be open for another 2 months.
I know, we wish.
October.
But kids are in school.
And they're in school, but we could be. Cindy loves the pool.
I
And
do. I
maybe
love the
she'll
pool.
take one week to talk about her water aerobics
I
and how
know.
beneficial it is. Maybe you'll take the Kinitso and talk 1 week
Oh,
about
yes,
that.
I will do that.
Okay. But Labor Day brings another question in mind.
Big question.
You want to ask it?
It's in regard to attire
Yes.
and the color
Yes.
white
Yes.
in regards to what we wear.
Yes.
So when I growing up in Arizona even, I remember getting brand new white patent leather shoes for Easter. And I wore them every Sunday
Yes.
until Labor Day.
Yes.
And then the black patent leather shoes
When
came
did
in.
those come out?
Right after
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day.
So many of you may be stuck in an older conundrum that really was.
And
a-
you like follow those rules. Like you
Well,
put
I
your
do.
winter stuff up, and I'm
But
like,
I want to thank
baby.
Josh. If Jay White is watching tonight, and Josh Eddington, and Cole Grubbs, you guys, and really our Scott Kreider, Jonathan Hellring, and Donnie Peslis, my sons, and Sam Peslis. This new generation, not unlike originally, it was old money in the late 1800s. The older money, I've researched this through 3 different articles, wanted to hang on to, they could afford it, and white was the summer attire.
Yeah.
It was a straw hat.
Right.
It was white, and that meant that
A lot
you
of
could
seersucker happening.
That's exactly right. That meant, I love a good seersucker suit. Love it. But that meant you could afford, and some canvas shoes, by the way, I love it, that you could afford to wear white and get away for the summer. Now, the new money, folks that came into money after the old money, they wanted to establish some new rules, so they continued to wear white year round.
Yeah.
Now, so the real rule of thumb is now, in fashion, if you like it, it goes.
Yeah,
I want to thank
exactly.
the young guys. The young guys are wearing white, which I love, Stan Smith Adidas. They were the white tennis shoe with the green on the back. They're wearing them year round.
See?
Even when all in black for like worship, they'd be in a black shirt, untucked, black jeans. They wear the white tennis shoes
Untied.
year round.
Untied.
No, they're tied. They're tied for worship. But so the rules, again, it's the new cats on the block, if you will, the new kids on the block. See what I did there? They're changing the fashion rules. White is always right now, but I like.
As far as attire.
I'm pretty much, but I will confess to Cindy, the seersucker. I have a whole set of summer suits that I'm looking at a little more fondly right now. They're getting ready to be put up in October when it cools down.
But see, and this is my point. Why put them up? Because it's still going to be hot
It
in
is hot.
October.
So I will stretch that out through September, but in October I really make the shift. My Labor Day shift in Oklahoma happens in October because it begins to cool off a little bit. But there's the story.
There it is. Almanac moment. Dan.
So wear that white if you like it and enjoy it, and wear it with confidence
And
because
if you
it's okay.
don't. Doesn't matter.
All right, but let us know if you want to reply and say, those of you that are brave and wear white after Labor Day, go ahead and let us know on the
And you know what? Speaking of casual attire and fun attire,
Yes.
we have a cruise coming up.
Tell us, Cindy.
The cruise is March, I don't know.
19 through 26, 2022. But tell them about it, Cindy.
It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna go to the Caribbean. Travis Cottrell will be with us.
Yes.
Myself and Selah will be
I'm
co-hosting.
such a fan.
You are just
A fanboy of
I know.
Travis.
We love him so
Come
much.
and wave at everybody.
Wave.
I love it.
And we
Selah,
have
wait a second.
Selah.
Oh, they just
Todd Smith.
sang a tune.
Come on.
Last night I was listening yesterday on the radio. We've got to ask them to do that. I mean, just knocked me. Their vocals.
Unbelievable.
Knocked Selah. And I think they're one of the best gospel groups out there. Everyone can sing flat-foot. As Bill Gaither would say, they can flat-foot.
Flat-foot sing.
Go.
And then Jared Hall, who's a wonderful new young man.
Well,
He's
tell
an
him what he's going to do
illusionist.
for you.
Well, he is going to make my wrinkles disappear. And I am just so thrilled about that. Even if it's just for my own illusion.
You're going to want to see that.
And then Suzanne Stabile, the godmother of the Enneagram, Enneagram. You can kind of begin to do some of that work even now by taking a look at her book, The Path Between Us.
Yes.
The Enneagram really unpacks our nature versus nurture and why we are wired the way we are wired. So anyway, we could spend all day
Suzanne,
on that.
she's also going to be leading a recovery class for the sevens on board.
You think she doesn't like sevens?
Suzanne, if you're watching tonight and you love sevens, just let us know.
You know, her son is a 7.
I rest my case.
Oh,
but we can be serious and focused and still be the life of the party, Susan.
Still be the life of the party.
Okay.
Well, and while the rest of us just sit and watch the sevens work. Anyway, so we have the cruise. Also a couple of live in-person shows that I want to mention to you.
Great.
September 17th, Carthage, Illinois at the Legacy Theater.
Fantastic.
And September 18th, guess where?
I can't.
Woodstock. What? Maybe we'll find an old VW van or
Come
something.
and spend a week with us.
No, one night.
Okay.
Anyway, so,
right.
Anyway, and lastly, I want to share with you that on September the 10th,
Yes.
Yuletide tickets go on sale.
Oh, okay. If you don't know what Yuletide is, let me take a moment and
Christmas.
let me say this, that there's probably not a better, maybe Radio City Rockettes could compare to it, but in Christmas with Maestro Jack Everly, the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, our director,
and lots of gowns.
I mean, she's already trying them on. I'm taking pictures. But it is something for the entire family. Running really this year early. Isn't it going to begin around
Thanksgiving? But on September the 10th, tickets go on sale. And you have to submit proof of vaccination.
No problem.
And that's what they're doing on Broadway. That's what everybody's doing. So
no problem. We can do that.
We can do that. So we're very excited, very, very excited about that. Canizo, what do you got for us?
Well, this week we talked a little bit about, again, last week talked about Papa Nana and how inspiring they were. That's www.conizo.com. Thomas will put that up for you. This week we talked about the power of the brain. What happens to our brains as we age? And again, boomers, pre-retirees. What we found, one of the trends I found on Canizo, on our articles this week, is that the things we do for exercise, the things that we do for health and wellness and eating right, many of those same things work for our brains. Let me just tell you this. Vitamin A, you might say, good for the brain. Vitamin B, vitamin C, it's vitamin B.
Oh, really?
Folic acid, B6, B12, vitamin B, and it comes, you can get it at, you ask me how to get it.
How can we add vitamin D?
Thank you. Your fortified cereals, your multi-grain breads, and your really green leafy vegetables. Vegetables, excuse me. My mom would be mad.
Vegetables.
So,
like Uncle Mike would say, vegetables.
Vegetables. So check us out. Again, Canizo.com. We want to bring you still the best in information, resources, and experiences, all to help you live well through every decade, really. So check us out. All right. Well, that's our Canizo. What else you got?
You know what? Crossings. We are now into our fall series, and we're so excited about everything that's not only continuing online for Sunday. Crossings.church. You can find it.
I guess I could
but
take my
our
sunglasses
care
off.
series now is starting next week. Our women's Bible studies are starting next week. And on Tuesday evening is a gathering called The Gathering.
Yes.
And it's really geared to the 20s and 30s. Our sweet extra bonus son, Jason White, leads the music. And Andy Roshkald is the pastor of young adults and who we adore. And so there are just some new things beginning this week.
Yes.
Find out all that information, crossings.church. And I'll be leading this Sunday.
And it's /info, crossings.church/info.
Yeah, they tell us not to say backslash
I know,
anymore.
but just say /info.
And it crushed my world because I love saying backslash.
By the way, if you watched this past weekend, Pastor Andy was who brought, Andy Roshkov brought the message. And he's fantastic. Really, one of our young preachers. Really fantastic. And again, Crossings comes to you, crossings.church, 9:30 and 11. And Cindy, aren't you going to be
I'll be in the sanctuary this coming Sunday,
so
yes.
Make sure that you choose the sanctuary. You can.
But we will come to you Saturday night, right? Dan and Cindy, will we?
We will.
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
Come back
So
again
this
and
is
remind
just different.
You. It's a pre-pre.
Yeah.
But also we want you to remember every week, sign up in the chat. Go ahead and fill out the visitor's card because we'd love to know where in the world they're coming from.
Right.
And they're already calling it the Dan and Cindy factor.
They love to go, who is Dan and Cindy? We love to tell them.
We do.
You know what, Dan?
Yes.
We're kind of at the end of our time, and
We are.
It's perfect as the sun is slowly setting behind the neighborhood, and the pool is about to finish for the summer of 2021. We absolutely want to send our love and our prayers to the areas that have been affected by Ida. So many ask, what can we do? We're not there. There are two resources that we really love. One is the Red Cross.
Yes.
And Samaritan's Purse.
Yes.
So Thomas will put that information up. And if you're wondering, what can I do? Everybody always needs some money to help with the volunteers.
Absolutely.
If you're in that area, you want to be real specific about what the needs are. And again, contacting the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, Samaritan's Purse
Fantastic.
are great resources to say what are the needs here. So
good.
We send our love and our prayers to all of you very, very much. This is, you tell them a little bit about this prayer that I'm going to read.
Well, it's interesting, the history on this. The Paradoxical Commandments, I believe, were written in the late 60s. And you're going to love them. If you've not heard them, Thomas will list that up, the Paradoxical Commandments. And I've used them as I taught character education throughout my tenure there. But here's an interesting fact. When in Calcutta, India, after Mother Teresa had passed, and they were going into her room and they were gathering their things and they were putting things in order, on her wall, in beautiful tapestry and in beautiful, simple, it wasn't anything too ornate.
No.
But it was just simply written on the wall, her wall, these commandments. So with that, it gives you insight into Mother Teresa. Enjoy, and let's enter into a season of prayer as Sandy shares these.
These were written by Dr. Kent Keith in 1968. You're absolutely right. And to find these words on Mother Teresa's wall had to be very meaningful for him. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you're successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. And lastly, give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. Thomas will post that. I think it's a great reminder of sometimes doing the right thing isn't always the easy or simple thing. So it's the hard thing. We can't wait to be with you once again this coming Saturday.
I know.
I have no more words left.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I've enjoyed this tonight, watching the sunset.
I know, it's been lovely.
We'll figure out ways to let you continue to enjoy sunsets with Dan and Cindy. Thank you for faithfully tuning in. Remember, this coming Saturday, we'll come back at you again, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. In Brazil, 9:30 p.m. Out west in Cali, in the Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. And in Australia,
tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. See you this coming Saturday, and happy Labor Day.